Hi guys, it's Sam here again, and I'm going to start with an apology. I am so sorry that I didn't make my 2 videos last week like I said I was going to. My fiance kind of came home early from work and it was completely unexpected, completely not what we wanted, and I'd literally just uploaded the last video when she walked through the door and I was like, fuck. So I couldn't make the other one, so I'm really sorry. So I'm going to do 2 today because as far as I know, she ain't coming home for a while, and it's literally, I'm just going to record them one straight after the other. So fingers crossed that works. Shauna has been in hospital and has had her operation, and she's now free! She's been released! God help the world. Her operation was really successful, with a couple of complications as surgeries go, but she's fine, she's good. She's messaging me here on my phone, like she hasn't stopped, which is fine because I don't mind. And she's now well on the road to recovery. So nice one, Shauna. Nice one. I have bought more figures. That's about the majority of my life I spent buying toys, and I bought a Vegeta figure, which I'll do an unboxing video for when he arrives, and it might sort of break up from what I was going to plan out anyway, but I'm kind of looking forward to having him. I've got quite, as you've seen already, I've got quite a few of the Dragon Ball figures. Vegeta was one I just don't have, like a proper posable figure, and I really wanted a posable, so I bought him today because he was cheap. And Memorabilia have announced that they've got the pre-orders ready for the Twilight Princess Figma figures, and I just don't have the money for them, and it's killing me. I've already bought the Nendroid, the Breath of the Wild Deluxe Edition Nendroid, which I'm so excited to get. I cannot wait until he turns up. But of course I have to wait until I get 65 quid to buy that. Well, to buy the Figma. The thing is with Figma, I actually don't like his face, but I will get into that in another video. And I still do not have a fucking tripod. Fuck my life. I do not have a tripod. I'm currently using 2 Zelda books. I'll put a picture in a sec. And I'm using 2 books, 2 Zelda books, the Arts and Artifacts and the Historia, a glass, the thing that holds the camera on, and that's inserted in the glass. And hello. So yeah, basically, still don't have a tripod, so inserting pictures now. I said in my last video I was supposed to do one on the same day about the general election, as it is in basically this day next week. Registering to vote is now completely finished, so if you didn't register to vote, tough fucking shit. And this video is very opinionated. I have a lot of views on politics, and they might not be to everybody's taste, but it's a case of what I would like for the country. And this video is more sort of having a look at what do I think, what's my opinion on the general election, who am I voting for, what if I was a politician, what would I do, and my opinion on the current government, because it's not particularly good. So yes, the general election. Theresa May called a general election just after the Brexit vote, which is basically what David Cameron did after the vote leave happened. So as soon as Theresa May was starting to get Article 50 triggered, she's like, right, okay, I'm going to set up a general election and people can really decide what sort of Brexit they want. Which, to be honest, was the best fucking thing she could have done to get the fucking Tories out of office. Holy shit. Get them out. Just get them fucking gone. The amount of shit that they're doing at the minute is ridiculous. Between trying to take lunches away from children, like, who fucking takes shit from kids, man? The thing is with the Tory government as well is that they have spent more money combined between David Cameron and Theresa May than Labour ever did in the entire time that they were in control of the country, which is crazy. But I do think that the Conservatives have never once said, oh, it's like a double, triple dip recession, it's this, it's that, other than when they just got into power, to try and make people scared and to make people think, right, shit, there's something really wrong, I need to keep a hold of my money. And they've fucked everything. They've put so many people into poverty, disabled people they've really cut back on, children's access needs they've cut back on, the elderly they've cut back on, all the people that actually need more focus and aid and help, they've cut back on, and they've funded themselves. They've funneled their own money that taxpayers are paying, like myself, are paying to funnel their own pockets, and they can go and fuck themselves, quite frankly. I'm so sick of the fucking Tories, they need to go. Quite frankly. I would personally vote for Green. I believe in everything that Caroline Lucas says. I completely agree with all of their policies. They're sort of the party that's sort of more down to earth than the other parties, like the Lib Dems and Labour. The Green Party seem to seem more focused on the people and focused on the environment rather than focusing on money. And I can relate and appreciate to that. Not that I'm sponsored by the Green Party, or not that I'm a politician of any kind. It's just that I personally believe in what Green has to say. And I believe that if they say they're going to do a thing, they do it. But unfortunately here, because it's kind of like a two-horse race, much like it was in America between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, it's the same idea, except here it's Theresa May against Jeremy Corbyn. And Green would be a wasted vote, which is devastating, because I would much rather vote for Green. The thing is, if where I lived had a Green politician, in the local elections, I would be voting for them. Hands down. All day long, I would vote for Green Party. But with a general election, I will just have to stick and vote for Labour. As much as a lot of their things I completely disagree with, but there are a lot of things I do agree with. Again, they're more for the working class, and they see what the Tories have done, and they've seen what they've done with the NHS, and they've gone, we can't do this anymore, let's change it up. Either way, we're going to leave the EU, and that's devastating, because I wanted to stay, and a whole lot of my friends wanted to stay. All the young people that did vote, voted to fucking stay. The thing is, the older generation, so people who are 40 and above, have grown up in a society where you had to vote. It was something that was so important to people, and the politicians probably lied through their teeth as they do now, but probably not to the same extent. And people understood that, the politicians understood that they were there for the people, not for their pocket. Whereas now, a lot of the young people are saying that, well, the politicians have fucked the banks, they fucked the economy, they fucked the housing market, they're blaming everything on the young people. Why should we vote at all? And it's very simple. You vote for the future of your country. Even if it is for 4+ years, you have to look at your country and think, well, what's wrong with it, and what can we do to improve it? And that's why, unfortunately, I have to vote Labour. I would quite frankly rather die than vote for the Conservatives, because they're a pile of shit. Quite frankly, I hate the fucking sight of them. So if I was a politician, I would probably join the Green Party, because again, like I said, I believe in everything that they say, and they're more for the people than their own pocket, and they're more for the environment and animal rights and LGBT rights and things like that. And obviously that's important to me. I'd probably increase the wages. I would want people to have a living wage rather than a minimum wage. So the minimum wage would be classed as the living wage, which I can't even remember what that number is anymore. I think it was like £8.20 an hour or £9.20, one or the other. And I would much rather have people at either £10 an hour or more, depending obviously on experience and position and things like that. I would certainly change the way that age works in the workplace. So, for example, if you're aged between 16 and 18, you're on a really shitty wage. 18 to 21, you're on a really shitty wage. 21 to 24, you're on a really shitty wage. And from 25 onward, you're on a good wage. I would seriously suggest changing the 21 to 24 from like 21 onward. What wage 25-year-olds get should be given to 21-year-olds, because at the end of the day, that's kids that are in university, that's kids who've left college, didn't want to go to university, didn't want the debt, didn't want any bullshit, and go to work, and they have their own homes and things like that. And if you're on a really shitty wage, and I've experienced this firsthand, if you're on a really shitty wage because of your age, you end up getting yourself into debt regardless, so you might as well fucked off to university and got a student loan. Do you see what I mean? I also would abolish student loans, because that was the one thing that's kind of made me unable to go to university, was because I hadn't lived in England for 3 years when I wanted to go, and they said, well, your funding's been entirely declined. And I was a bit like, well, what the fuck, I'm a British citizen, I should be entitled to British education. Apparently not. I would also abolish that to fuck, because that's ridiculous. If you come from anywhere in a part of the UK and you want to study anywhere else in the UK because of circumstances, you should be allowed to study regardless, because you're wanting to benefit your fucking career. You're wanting to benefit yourself and benefit the country in the end. Why restrict it? I would certainly want to change the way animal rights is dealt with. I would certainly like to see more done for the farming industry, so that as much as I am aware that animals get slaughtered for food and things like that, like I'm not a vegetarian, I'm not a vegan, but I can certainly appreciate the views and stuff like that that come with being a vegetarian or a vegan, because my partner's a vegetarian and is probably going to go vegan again. She's been vegan before, and I completely relate to all the things that they say. It's just I quite like taste. I'm a taste freak. I would certainly like to see where farming would be regulated better so that it works for the farmer and it works for the animals as well. So I'd also like to see, I would like to see the gender recognition certificate abolished, because to be fair, it's kind of restrictive. The same way that in the Republic of Ireland they have a thing where you can go to the court and you can declare, yes, I am male, please change my birth certificate, here's proof of my change of name, this is an identity I'm transitioning in, I'm waiting for treatment, and they go, okay, done. Whereas here you have to wait 2 years, then it has to go to a panel for them to evaluate. I don't get this. The whole thing with the transition is that your whole life depends on everybody else. You can do all you can, but if you want treatment and if you want your GRC, you have to wait for somebody else to give you that, and that's ridiculous. I do think that's appalling that these people sit at a desk and read through your evidence and be like, yes, okay, this person is trans, we'll change the birth certificate, or nah, I don't think they're doing enough. Like, are you trying to say we're trans enough? Like, what the fuck is that all about? That's the sort of shit I would personally change. I would probably change a lot more, but I didn't write that down. I do not like our current government. Our current government is a pile of shit. Since the Tory Lib Dem coalition, it was probably the worst decision that the country has come into, because since Lib Dem dropped out, the Tories got their power, and that was such a detrimental effect on our country, and our country has never looked more dismal and dark since. And it's very, very sad to see the country being in such a decline because of one particular party and two politicians. So I really, really hope that next week we can make a complete change, completely change the whole outlook on our country. You know, being able to go out and not feel pressured by our wallets or feel pressured by cuts, or be worried about the privatisation of the NHS, because that shit would be fucked up. If we ended up having a system very much like America, we would be fucked. We don't earn enough to have to pay up for a GP or pay for our prescriptions. Like, don't get me wrong, I hate paying for prescriptions. I really dislike doing it because I'm asthmatic. I can't help being asthmatic, but I have to pay 40, 50, 60 quid every time I need inhalers. It's a joke. But if we were paying the way the Americans pay for it, we would be broke. We would not be able to live. We would not be able to. It'd be a case of, do I heat my house or do I buy my meds? It would be one of those, and it would be a bit of a joke. So the Tories need to fucking go. If Jeremy Corbyn gets it, happy days. If Theresa May gets it, we're fucked. So that's my opinion. Like I said, this video was purely opinions. This is not, this may not be Shauna's opinions, this is just my personal ones. And they may not be your opinions, they may not be your friends' opinions, they may not be anybody else's opinions. They're mine. And that's the whole beauty with YouTube, is that I get to express that. And I'm sorry if anyone was offended by anything I've said. It has not been intentional. It's just been a case of I'm expressing my opinion, and I haven't been racist, I haven't attempted to be derogatory. That's just me. So thank you so much for watching my rant. My next video, which will be uploaded today as well, because I'm going to do them back to back like I said, is going to be about my artwork and what inspires me and shit like that, really. Because as I said in my introduction video, me and Shauna are both artists, so I'm going to talk a bit about my artwork. Any well wishes for Shauna's recovery would be much appreciated again. I will keep saying this until she's better, to be honest, because I will. And Shauna does have a video up now. She does have a little vlog, so make sure you go check that out. I'll put the link for that in the description. And once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!